Alright guys, I'm in a gold trade. Gold was kind of trading in a little triangle right here. Broke slightly to downside, could not push down further, and then finally broke to the upside out of this range. And then on top of that was kind of forming a triangle. So usually these breakouts are pretty strong. So we'll see if this thing just keeps going up or comes down for a retracement and then a long. And let me see. Yeah, so we'll see how far this movement's gonna go. Right now I'm in about 7 contracts. Looking to kind of short near the highs of yesterday, where it kind of came down consolidated right at the 1105, and then shot up earlier up to 1106.7. So we will see how far this thing goes, and you guys have seen it, like once oil kind of moves, it just really starts to move in one direction, especially if it starts breaking certain levels. So we'll see how much momentum this thing has, and kind of scale out as we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and I'll update you guys in a second. All right guys, so I'm back. Still managing to trade. Got 5 contracts left. I had 7. Scaled out 2 as we kind of broke this level over here, and looking to see a little bit more further upside, and hopefully we can hold this area, because this was previous day high, and we just broke this level earlier. So there's potential that gold could break and make a new high, really, because it held this area here, and we had this triangle. So you usually see a nice breakout after it breaks out of a triangle. So we'll see what happens. Let me go ahead and pause the video and see how much more upside this thing has. So pretty close to previous days or earlier pre-market, excuse me, HVA levels. So if it breaks above here, really, because this is where you see this huge down movement, if it breaks above here, really is going to be a whole lot of resistance. I can see this thing kind of pushing through and making a new high here. How high, I do not know. I'm going to have to probably pull out the 1 hour, see what's going on overall. See, because like I said, there's not a whole lot of resistance once we get into this past this area, and it kind of capped at the 1108 yesterday. So it could easily move up to 1108, and if it does that, really, the next areas to really break through are the 1112 up to the 1117 area. And then above there, there really isn't a whole lot of resistance. So we'd have to see how much momentum this thing really has, but it's really shooting up. Now another trade after this though is, if it doesn't break here and continue going, another trade can be for this to come back down to the HVA down here for a first time test buy, or come down all the way down to the 97 to 96, and possibly even to the lows earlier. So anywhere in this zone here, and that could be another buy actually right there as well, because you have this huge selling that happened earlier, couldn't hold down here, finally broke to the upside, and I'm on the buy side. This thing will break, just because I saw a lot of strength in the market the other day, and now it's back up at this level. So these sellers here are most likely not going to be holding. But if they do kind of push this market back down, the buyers that are kind of retaining this area here can make new highs. So they probably want to wait for this to come back down and then buy again, which is what we can wait for after a move like this. Just like in the morning where we saw this thing shoot down, finally breaking out of this area, come up for a retest, and that was a nice valid short there for a nice profit. So same thing here, consolidating this area, highs here, finally broke out of that. So if it comes back down and retests it for the first time, that could be another valid long right there. So just based on my experience yesterday, I'm going to hold my runners a little bit longer today. I mean, I can show you real quick on the 1 minute what happened, how it kind of shot up, came down, consolidated, came up higher, consolidated, and just kept going until you saw a really big volume spike. Now, the only concern I have here is, though, that this was during live market, US market. This is now just it's just European session right here. So not sure exactly. The volume, as you can see, it's moving, but it's not as high as it is during the US market open. So, but just gonna start put some orders up here. Yesterday's HVA on the 1 hour. Let's see, and if I go back here, really the levels, yeah, so 1109.2, 1109.3 has some confluence back here at some of these resistance levels up here. There's targets here at the 1111 and really scaling up, but really, these value areas right here really don't serve too much resistance, just because they're not really stacked. They haven't been like sitting there over time. Once it dropped and came back up, it pretty much came down and never really tested those areas really before and came down. And so there was a lot of selling here. So once it really hits that 1109.1, 1109.2, potentially that the day could cause a price, or the price right now could just push up to the upside even further. So, but as I'm always kind of trying to record and talk through these live trades, it's always hard to kind of manage this thing. So what I do is pause, or I scale out too early because of that. But what I will do this time is I'll go ahead and pause it. If I do get out of my trail, my contracts as we kind of move up, I'll go ahead and just pause it and re-record it with the summary of how far it went. Like yesterday, I scaled out around the 1102, 1103, and then it went even further up to the 1108.5. So I could see it moving up at least that high right now. Look at the volume and just the momentum in this move up here. So really not showing any downward movement, and could hit the highs. So I have about my next target is really about 2 ticks below yesterday's highs. And I might just go ahead and scale out everything there. It's because you don't know how far these things are gonna go. You just try to make the best guesses as it goes up, and then you leave some runners going. But I'm not even halfway out of my contracts yet, because I was still technically about only 7 contracts, so I still have one more contract I need to get out to at least make half, or take out at least half of my contracts. But I'll hold up to the 11.083, see what happens there. Could see a nice pop after that, beyond the previous day high. Let's see. And gold is really supposed to hold this level here if it wants to move back down, but it's just it keeps popping up beyond that resistance level. So this could be a new support if this thing really pushes up, because we had that huge downward candle here in July, and now it's moving back up in this area, and like I said, there's not a whole lot of resistance once it kind of comes back into this 1108, 1109 area. So let's see what happens. So next target again 11.083, and then we'll kind of look at the market at that point. 11.092 is my next target, just looking at the high value areas and how it kind of just matches up over here. So that could be a next level that the market kind of hesitates. We got about 100 orders at 11.08. Just got reduced. Yep, just got taken out. So from here, could definitely hit that target. And it's always one tick away from what I wanted to. Just like yesterday, it was literally like one tick away. Then it started to go down against me before it really started to rally back up again, just like it's doing right now. And then I'll scale out as it moved against me, and then I actually ended up hitting my target and then went beyond it. So today I will try to hold it, and we'll see what happens. Based on yesterday's experience, I should have probably just moved it down one tick from my target. Yeah. It should hold here after this break from earlier, kind of looking like it's retesting it, and then it should move back from there. So we'll see what happens. I'll go ahead and pause the video. I'm gonna hold on to my contracts like I said, and I'll let it hit the targets. If it goes against me, then I'll reassess what's going on in the market. If it breaks way too deep into the zone here, because I still gotta give it a chance to retrace a little bit and then move back up, as long as it just doesn't all of a sudden just sell off really hard. So that said, go ahead and pause the video and we'll resume in just a second. So I'm back. Came down and retraced a little bit. Actually got in another 3 contracts, so I'm back up 7 contracts here. Looking to see this 1108 break, and should see this thing really shoot up from here. So kind of came back down into the HVA, or this high from earlier, and bounced initially, bounced again, and I'm seeing some upside. So here we go. So this thing really is moving up. just got a few orders filled. Went up as high as 11.5, so it did hit my 11.092. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and put maybe a contract there.
Order pending.
Go ahead and scale out maybe another one right here. You just took out a bunch of buy stops or sell stops, excuse me. Let's see. There's a lot of, see, like I said, not a lot of resistance, right? Once it broke that 90 whatever, like I don't even remember that price anymore. This thing could really shoot up. So
Order filled.
nope. So went and got out another one. I'd say let's go ahead and shoot for the 11.14.3.
Order pending.
That's my next one. Like I said, not any resistance. There's no resistance here, so this thing is just gonna keep moving up. 11.14.3 be my next target. And then really above there is the 11.17.6.
Order pending. Order filled.
And then really nothing really after that. And as you can see, this thing is moving non-stop. Let's go ahead and put a 11.16. Oh, okay, hit that. So just broke this high here, and this thing is just, I mean, it might come all the way up to 11.28 and even higher. I got 2 contracts left, so I'll just let these things run. I'll actually, this is a lot. I mean, this thing's moved up a lot already today. Yeah, 11.20. 11.20 would be my next target. If this thing really wants to move up from here, and now it's just tanking. So looks like that high was really it right there. But look how much it went up. I mean, once it really broke out, it really broke out. Let's go back down to the macro levels, because this area that's 11.17 really doesn't hold a whole lot of resistance. I mean, it did shoot down, come up to this area, and then push down from there. So first time test, it makes sense that there's a reaction here. Well, let's see what the market does. See if the market can come back up to that level, and if it does and holds, I mean, we could make potentially 5, 10, 20 more ticks here as it moves up to this level where it initially dropped back in July. It might not happen today, but I mean, I'll go ahead. We'll count the ticks after I finish this trade, and we'll talk about how many ticks we were able to get on this trade here. So we'll see if this thing wants to push up one more time. Brought down to the 1 minute. Trying to see if there's any support. Looks like there's some support initially right here at the 11.14. So we'll see if this thing holds. If it doesn't, we can scale out the rest of the contracts. Gold has a tendency to just really hold once it moves in one direction. And let's, just as a lesson, let's go to yesterday, how it kind of went up. So once it kind of went up and then retraced pretty big of this move, right? It really consolidated, so it gives you some time to scale out as it starts moving up, and then you can kind of have like a support level being established there at that point, and then look at it like that. So let's see what this thing does. And what I can do is, since I already have an order up at the 1120, I'll go ahead and move one of my stops at the 1114.5 or something, and it could come back down right now. These are always hard to play. Once again, because really we are way above any resistance levels. But don't want to lose too much of my profit that I've already made, so do want to lock in what I have left. Give it a chance to see what happens here at the 1114. See if it kind of consolidates or shoots down from here. Yeah. I mean, this run is completely different from yesterday's run, so I'm kind of looking at what happened yesterday and behavior of gold just to kind of see how I need to scale out here. So it looks like 13.8 is going to be my my support level right there. It bounces up and down. It might give me another chance to get out at a higher price. As it's bouncing now, or I might need to consolidate a little bit before it moves up to the next level. So like yesterday, once it kind of consolidates and gives you a nice level at the lower end, which at this point is looks like 13.8. I have 2 contracts left, so what I'll do is probably scale out one as it kind of moves back up, and then I'll move a stop up right below the 13.8 and see if this thing can pop up like it did yesterday, where it kind of came down to this low. What was that? 11.021. Came back and touched it one more time, so just having one tick below there, right, in case it holds, and then shoots up even higher than that. So that will be my strategy. Got some alerts. Looks like gold shot up to the upside, so we'll look for a long setup on gold as it comes down. Kind of range sideways, so or had a downward move right there actually. So many great trades. Yeah, I didn't really miss out on anything here, just because it had been trending back down for a while, and then finally came inside of the LVA here, retested it, and had a nice correction wave to the top. So we'll see what happens if it ranges or not, and if it's potential to keep moving up, it may. But we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens if there's an entry there. Gold, all right, looks like it's consolidating in this area. So when you got to be patient. Like I said, I got 2 more contracts left. I had a target 1120, but may have to readjust now. I mean, I'd be happy if it just goes back up to the 1119 again, which I may bring back down to 1119.1. Maybe 1 tick below there. And see if that 13.8 holds. If it makes a new low, could see some acceleration. So I don't want to see it go down too far. I'll lock in, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 to 4 ticks right now at this point, for the last high value area that it just broke out of. So go ahead and pause the video. I know it's now going to 26 minutes. So hopefully you guys see how potential the money that you can make on gold. 2 days in a row now, Monday and Tuesday, and this is pre-market. I'm not even trading U.S. market yet, so made quite a lot. What I will do is pause the video and give you a summary of how much I made, or I'll just go into the title. Either way, you'll see what was made there and how I played that and how quickly it moved. So the rest is just about holding on and seeing how far is this runner gonna go potentially, and then at least preserving the capital that I still have left in the market without it going all the way back down to my my stop. All right, so just looking for that 13.8 right here to hold. I'll just put an alert in case it hits that level, right? So I can reassess the market, and maybe an alert above this range, 1116.1, which seems to be a high of this consolidation right now. And we'll see if that breaks and then adds momentum back into the market to the upside. So pause the video and we will recap at the end. Alright, I'm all out on oil. Gold kind of retraced back on me. So I'm actually in 3 contracts on oil just because I saw this thing break, really push up to the upside, and I saw no resistance past this area, and I see this thing really moving up. So in 3 contracts here. Targeting probably that 53 area right here. If you can look to the left over here where the low LVA was. So that's going to be my first target there on that trade. Let me go back real quick, a review on gold. So the 13.8 didn't hold, came down. So I got on my trade there. So didn't get to maximize all that, but what I am looking for is this thing to retrace back down pretty deeply to 11.6, or even possibly down to 11.5, and then at that point I could look for a long again here, at least for initial reaction, especially if it comes down here pretty hard. So we'll see how that one works out. Let me go back and focus on oil here. Okay. So I just didn't miss this whole move here. Trying to comment on. Okay, so back down significantly. It did break this previous high. Which was a target at 45.25. It did hit that, so I really need to see this thing hold here and push up. So let's see what happens. selling off pretty hard. So it might come down to this level here and hold. So I actually went ahead again and bought in another contract there. Came back down to the highs on yesterday. As you can see, there was a lot of volume on buying here, so it just broke that. We'll see if this retest is an actual is another entry point, and see if there's any more legs to the upside there. This was meant to just be a gold trade, but I got into oil right after gold kind of retraced. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just end this video so you guys don't have like a over 30-minute video you have to watch. Gold is done. What I'll do is I'll recap it. I'll recap the amount of ticks and profit that I made off of that trade in the title and the description, excuse me, and then we'll go on to the and I'll start a new video on oil. All right, good trading today, guys.